Hey folks, Tim Anderson here, aka Renfield, back again for more Discovering Starfinder as I continue to dig my way deeper into and through the Starfinder core rulebook, learning how to. I'm not quite learning how to play the game yet, but I'm getting up to speed on all the lore, the classes, the races, the worlds, the factions, the backgrounds, themes, all these other things. And today's video, I believe, is the Feats section of the book, which I'm assuming is a lot like feats in like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm assuming, or like Forgotten Realms and stuff, or any game that I've ever played, like in the Pathfinder world from Owlcat Games. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about. Feats, you see them over there. Some cool artwork. So we're gonna be diving into that today, and I'm gonna have questions along the way. So if you've never tuned in one of these episodes before, here's how it works. I've never played Starfinder. I want to know more about it, and rather than reading the book in a vacuum, I'm doing it here live on YouTube, going through sections in these videos, which are kind of like open research for me. And those of you who are experts in the Starfinder world are welcome to drop comments down there below, point me towards other resources that I can look at, which will help expand my knowledge of Starfinder and enjoy this series and for whatever comes next, because who knows, we may be playing in this world at some point in the future. You never know. In any case, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks to those of you who can support and do support via memberships down there. Super thanks down there on the uploads. Don't forget super chats on premieres and live streams. Also the Patreon page for our own fantasy world, which is a tabletop setting, a book series, and a point-and-click adventure game. So check all that stuff out. Links are down there along with the Discord. So let's talk feats. It says here, all characters have certain abilities that don't directly stem from their races, classes, or skills. These abilities, called feats, represent specialized talents that can come from a wide range of possible sources. When you select a feat for your character, it can represent advanced training or arcane ability gained from a strange machine on an abandoned alien planet, a knack picked up during your youth, or nearly anything the GM agrees is reasonable for the campaign. Some feats have prerequisites. A character must have each indicated ability score, feat, base attack, bonus, skill, class feature, and other listed quality in order to select or use that feat. They can gain a feat at the same level at which they gain its prerequisites. A character can't use its feat if they lose a prerequisite, but they don't lose the feat itself. Okay. If at a later point in time they regain the lost prerequisite, they immediately gain full use of that feat, and that requires that the prerequisite enables. Okay. So that's kind of a weird thing. So you can get it, lose access to it, but you don't lose it in and itself. You just have to regain the prerequisites however you lost them in the first place. All right. It says combat feats. Most feats are general, meaning that no special rules govern them. Others, however, are combat feats, which can be selected as a bonus feat by a soldier. This designation doesn't restrict characters of other classes from selecting these feats, assuming they meet the prerequisites. Okay. The feats presented here are summarized in Table 6.1. I see a table down here. The following format is used for feat descriptions: name, prerequisite, benefit, normal, special, any unusual facts. Oh my. Oh my, that's not just a tiny little. So at the bottom of this page, it shows just this tiny little few listings of feats, but then it goes on for a couple more pages, so there's a lot of feats. So, for example, adaptive fighting has 3 or more combat feat. The prerequisite, let me start that over. Adaptive fighting. What is the asterisk for? Hold up. This is a combat feat and can be selected as a soldier bonus feat. Got you. So, adaptive fighting, prerequisite is 3 or more combat feats, and then once per day as a move action, gain the benefit of a combat feat you don't have. Huh. Okay. Amplified Glitch has these prerequisites: computers 3 ranks, intimidate 3 ranks. You can disrupt devices, causing targets to become shaken for 1 round or more. Does that only apply towards, because a glitch would imply computers? Like, it just says disrupt devices. But it says causing targets to become shaken. Is that any targets or just like Android robot targets? Antagonize requires diplomacy 5 ranks, intimidate 5 ranks. You can anger a foe. Excuse me, cause it to become off target and take a -2 penalty to skill checks for 1 round or more. That's kind of cool. Okay. These look a lot like the feats that I'm familiar with in other games. But I do like the way they've got these laid out in this table. Do they have a section, and this is for those of you out there who are experts on this, do they have a section or anywhere where you could see like a class and then a list of like preferred feats for that? Maybe online somewhere? Does the archives have something like that? Let me go look at the archives real quick. This would be feats. Oh my, there's a lot more feats on the archives of Nethys than there are in this book, so I'm assuming those are all coming from the supplemental materials. Where did that go? Okay. Mounted expert. Combat trained mount, survival 5 ranks. You can stay mounted when knocked prone. There's mounts in this game? I was not aware. That's interesting. Okay. Iron Will, I'm familiar with that one. I remember taking that for one of my characters in Wrath of the Righteous, I think. Or something similar to that. So, okay, down at the bottom of this feat section, we get this. Oh, I see. Oh, this is cool. So I just went through I thought they were only laying things out in a table format, but you get into the table here in the core rulebook and you actually get these paragraph descriptions now. Adaptive fighting combat. You can adjust your fighting style to match specific conditions during combat. Prerequisites: 3 or more combat feats. Benefit: select 3 combat feats that you do not have but whose prerequisite you meet. Once per day as a move action, you gain the benefit of one of those feats for 1 minute. Each time you gain a level, you can replace one of these 3 selected feats with a different feat you don't have but meet the prerequisite for. But you can only do it when you level. I like that because I don't like being able to switch out on the fly. If you can switch your feats when you level, that sounds kind of cool. Agile casting. You can move, cast a spell, and move again before foes react. That sounds extremely helpful. Prerequisite: key ability score 15, dex 15, mobility, caster level 4. Benefit: as a full action, you can move up to your speed and cast a single spell with a casting time of 1 standard action or less at any point during your movement. If you have a supernatural ability that can be activated as a standard action or less, you can instead use that ability at any point during your movement. Normally, you can move only before or after casting a spell, not both. Oh, that's so cool. Ooh, antagonize. Hold up. So see, there's more descriptions here in these areas. It says amplified. Antagonize. As a standard action, you can antagonize a foe. Okay, we read about that earlier in the small area in the table. But this is the thing that I just read that's interesting. It takes a -2 penalty to all skill checks for 1 round plus 1 additional round for every 5 by which your result exceeds the DC or until it makes an attack against you, forces you to attempt a saving throw, or damages you, whichever comes first. Once you have attempted to antagonize a foe, the foe is immune to this ability for 24 hours. This is a language-dependent ability. So there's a lot more information on the feats in the paragraph section. I'm glad I scrolled down while I was live. Haha. Die hard. You are especially hard to kill. Your wounds quickly stabilize when you're grievously wounded. Benefit: when you're dying, you can spend the required resolve points to stabilize and 1 resolve point to stay in the fight. You're gaining 1 hit point in the same round. You must use resolve points to stabilize and stay in the fight in separate rounds. Oh. Okay, there's some really cool stuff in here, and I like the way they've got these broken down into Toughness. Man, you always got to take toughness with your characters, man. +4 bonus to constitution checks, 1 stamina point for every level you have. Yeah, baby. You have enhanced physical resilience, and harsh conditions or long exertions don't easily tire you. I pretty much, every time I play through a game, I always take some sort of toughness because you want your characters to have as many hit points as possible and just to be as tough as possible. Anyway, that's the feats section. There's a lot of stuff to read through here, but I think this mostly is only going to apply when I'm actually going to go create a character. I don't need to be reading through all of this at the moment because it doesn't apply to the lore of the setting. It would just be when I'm creating a character, scan through the list, pick the things that I want, and go from there. So, yeah, we're done with this episode. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss future updates. As always, if you liked what you saw here today, don't forget to support. It's really easy. You can do super chats and stickers on these premieres as well as live streams. You can do super thanks after the video has been uploaded. Just picking them out. There's some pre-programmed amounts as well. You can join as a member. There's 3 different tiers starting for $2.99 a month. For $3 a month, we go up. There's also our Patreon page. Our Discord links are down there. Thanks, everybody. As always, if you got more links for me, throw them down in the comments below or ping me directly on Discord. I look forward to seeing everybody in the next episode. And until then, stay tuned because we got more coming as I continue to discover Starfinder in my ongoing series.